Once upon a time, in a kingdom surrounded by misty mountains and enchanted forests, there lived a king and queen who had everything a ruler could wish for: wealth, power, and loyal subjects. But one thing they longed for most was a true princess. They had searched far and wide for a young woman whose heart and spirit shone with gentle nobility. Yet every visitor seemed ordinary, and none matched the delicate grace they sought. One stormy night, a violent tempest swept across the kingdom. Thunder rolled over the mountains and lightning split the sky. Rain lashed the palace walls, and the river that ran through the valley swelled with fury. At the gates of the castle, a solitary figure appeared, drenched and exhausted. She stumbled through the puddles, her hair plastered to her face, and her gown clinging heavily to her body. Yet even in her disheveled state, there was something unusual about her. A soft glow seemed to follow her, a quiet strength shining through the storm. The queen, who possessed a keen eye for truth and character, immediately sensed that this young woman was unlike any other. She led her into the castle, where the roaring fire cast golden reflections upon the walls. The young woman shivered but did not complain, her eyes holding a mixture of wonder and determination. The king, curious yet cautious, observed silently. There was something ethereal about this visitor, as though she belonged not just in a castle, but in a world touched by magic. Determined to discover whether she was indeed a true princess, the queen devised a test unlike any other. She prepared a grand bed, stacked with 20 mattresses, each plump and luxurious. Beneath the lowest mattress, she placed a single green pea, round and unassuming, yet capable of revealing the most delicate sensitivity of a genuine princess. Legends said that only a true princess, with a heart attuned to the subtlest sensations, could feel its presence through such layers. The young woman was guided to the bed and allowed to rest. The storm raged outside, the wind howling through the castle towers, and the rain hammering the windows. But inside, the castle was warm and still. The princess lay down carefully, sinking into the layers of mattresses, and almost immediately felt an unusual discomfort. Something small and firm pressed against her back, tiny yet persistent. She shifted and turned, trying to find a comfortable position, yet the sensation remained, subtle but undeniable. Hours passed, the night deepened, and in her restless sleep, the princess dreamed of strange, beautiful things. She wandered through forests where trees whispered secrets, crossed sparkling rivers that glowed with moonlight, and climbed mountains that reached the stars. All the while, the persistent pressure beneath her reminded her of the world she had left behind, a world full of challenges, waiting for the strength of her heart outside the bedroom. The king and queen watched in anticipation. The queen's eyes sparkled as she noted the princess's tossing and turning, her subtle reactions, and the quiet endurance in her delicate frame. The king, impressed by her resilience, realized that this sensitivity and grace could not be feigned. Here was someone extraordinary, capable of perceiving even the tiniest discomforts with gentleness and awareness. As dawn approached, the storm outside began to subside. Sunlight broke through the clouds, casting golden beams across the castle walls. The princess stirred, finally sitting up, her hair damp but her spirit unwavering. When asked about her night, she admitted that she had felt something hard beneath the mattresses, which had made her sleep uneasy. At that moment, the queen's heart leapt with joy. The princess's sensitivity was proof she was genuine, a true princess in every sense. Yet, the story did not end with the simple revelation of her status. Over the following days, the princess encountered further challenges that tested not only her sensitivity, but also her courage and compassion. In the palace gardens, she discovered a wounded bird whose wing had been broken by the storm. She gently tended to the bird, speaking softly to calm its fear, and stayed by its side until it could fly again. She wandered into the castle kitchens, where the servants struggled to prepare a feast for visiting dignitaries. Without complaint, she offered to help, learning quickly how to knead dough and arrange fruits. Though tasks like these seemed trivial, her attention to every detail, every subtle imperfection, earned the admiration of all who witnessed her humility and care. One evening, a mysterious fog descended upon the castle. Strange sounds echoed through the halls, and the paintings on the walls seemed to shimmer unnaturally. The princess, undeterred, explored the corridors with caution. In a forgotten chamber, she found an ancient tapestry depicting a long-lost ancestor, a queen renowned for her wisdom and kindness. The tapestry whispered secrets of the kingdom's past, revealing hidden passages and forgotten treasures. With careful steps, the princess discovered a secret garden beyond the castle walls, where magical flowers bloomed only under moonlight. Here, she learned that true royalty wasn't measured by wealth or status, but by empathy, awareness, and the courage to act in the service of others. Word of her deeds spread through the kingdom. Villagers brought small gifts of gratitude. Artisans offered handmade crafts, and even animals seemed to follow her wherever she went. Her sensitivity, first revealed by a tiny green pea, became her greatest strength. It allowed her to notice the suffering and joys of others, to respond with kindness, and to make subtle choices that changed lives for the better. Eventually, the king and queen declared her a member of the royal family, celebrating her arrival with a magnificent festival. The castle was adorned with thousands of flowers, banners of shimmering silk, and lanterns that glowed like captured stars. Musicians played gentle melodies, and the air was filled with the scent of roses, lilacs, and fresh baked bread. Yet amid the grandeur, the princess remained humble, her heart attuned to the needs of others, her gaze soft and observant. In the years that followed, the princess's presence transformed the kingdom. She wandered the gardens at dawn, noting the tiniest details, the dew on a petal, the rhythm of a bird's song, the pattern of sunlight through the leaves. She visited villages, listened to stories of hardship, and quietly worked to improve the lives of her people. Every small act of care, every gesture of kindness, spread through the kingdom like ripples across a calm lake. The princess's fame grew, not because of her beauty or her title, but because of her extraordinary perception and compassionate heart. She inspired the courtiers, the villagers, and the children who had once gazed in awe at the castle from afar. Her sensitivity, which had been revealed by a tiny pea beneath 20 mattresses, was celebrated as a symbol of true nobility, a reminder that greatness comes not from power or wealth, but from awareness, empathy, and quiet courage. And so, the princess lived happily in the castle, tending gardens, exploring hidden chambers, discovering magical corners, and learning from the people she served. She became a ruler in her own right, guiding the kingdom with wisdom and heart. The story of the princess and the pea endured through the ages, not only as a tale of sensitivity and grace, but as a story of bravery, discovery, and the power of a gentle, perceptive heart. The kingdom thrived under her care, its rivers sparkling, gardens blooming, and people smiling in harmony. The tiny green pea, though long forgotten beneath layers of mattresses, remained a symbol of the extraordinary within the ordinary, a reminder that even the smallest detail can reveal the greatest truths. And the princess, gentle and wise, continued to walk through her kingdom, noticing the subtle beauties of the world, touching lives with kindness and showing all who met her that a heart attuned to others is the truest form of royalty.